Hello everyone. By this video, you will be able to clearly understand the structure of C++ program. So first of all, any C++ program is consisting of 4 sections. So first is command section, second is header files, third is namespaces, and fourth is very important, that is main function. So out of these 4 sections, some are optional. If you don't write that section in your program, the program will give the output. So let's see these sections one by one. So first is the comment section. So what comment section is? It is also called as the document section. It is used to write the purpose of the program, and it is the optional section in program. So see here, any program is what? The steps that are written for performing any task or for solving any problem. It is the set of instructions given to the computer so that it will perform it and give the output. So comment section is such a section which will define what that program is doing for the user. For example, a C++ program is containing of 2000 instructions, and one of the user is having set of 10 such programs. So out of these 10, he wants to find some program that is finding or performing a desired function. So for finding one of the program out of 10, it will be difficult to reach each and every line of that program because the programs are lengthy. So for defining this purpose of the program at the start, comment section can be included. So by reading that comment, user will come to know that this program is written for that purpose. But comment section is optional, but it is the good practice to include the comment section in your program. Second section is the header file. So any C++ program consists of some functions, keywords, constants which are already defined in some files. So in order to use those predefined elements in a program, the predefined elements include built-in functions, classes, keywords, constants, operators, etc. So to include those already defined elements in your program without defining again, an appropriate header must be included in your program. So that file is called as the header file. So to include any header file in your program, you have to use the syntax, that is #include, and before that you have to write the name of file, that is header file, that you have to use in your program. So here the symbol defines the preprocessor directive. The preprocessor reads your program before it is compiled and only executes those lines beginning with #. The preprocessor sets up your source code. Source code means the program that is written by the user for the compiler. The #include, this much portion, this is nothing but the preprocessor directive. It causes the processor to include the contents of another file. The another file means the header file that you are including into your source code. Here the iostream file contains the code that allows the program to display output to the screen and take the input from the keyboard. The iostream files are included in the program at the point the #include directive appears. So here the iostream file is called as the header file and it is appeared at the top of the program. So after this, the function that user wants to perform is entered in the program. Next is the namespaces. So namespaces permits the grouping of various entities like classes, objects, functions, and various C++ tokens. So again here keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, special symbols, and operators under a single name. So namespaces contains the declaration of cout, that is the function that is used to display output in the C++ program, cin, that is used to display that is used to take input from the user, and l, the function that is used for going to the new line. These functions are available in the namespace, and the name given to that namespace is the std, that is standard. So to include namespaces in your program, there are different ways to include. So 2 ways are shown here. For example, you have to include all the functions available in the namespace, that is std, standard. So 3 are there: cout, cin, and nl. So by writing this statement, all 3 will be accessible in your program. If you want to just include only cout, so you can write like this. That means the cout belonging to std namespace will be accessible in your program. Here, using namespace std organizes the names and the program entities. It declares that the program will be accessing entities who are the part of the namespace, that is std. It is the standard namespace, and every name that is created by iostream, that is iostream header file, is the part of the namespace. So that's why though iostream is used for including the keywords, constants, or any predefined functions in a program, along with that namespaces are used, because the reason is every name created by the iostream file is nothing but the part of namespace. But there are some compilers which are pre-namespaces. So one of the example is given, Turbo C++. It is the pre-namespaces. Pre-namespaces means there is no need to explicitly include the namespace in your source code. So only you have to include the iostream. So all the standard functions, keywords, constants, after including the iostream will be accessible, though namespaces are not included. So this is about the namespace. And last, fourth main function is the important function. Main function is the function at which execution of every program will start. And when the program control comes out of the main function, the program terminates and there will be no further execution. So end of main program will indicate the end of your task or end of your program. Now this is the C++ program structure. So we have seen 4 sections for comment section, header files, namespaces, and main function. So we have understood about for what they are used. So actually program structure is like this. If you want to find or you have to write a program for anything, you have to arrange these 4 sections in this way. So first will be our comment section. This part will indicate the comment section. The inclusion of header file in your program will be indicated by #include and the name of header file in front of that. Then using namespace std. This will be used for including the namespaces in your program. And last part is the important part, that is main function. So void main, this opening curly bracket will indicate the start of main, and this will indicate the end of main. And anything that you want to perform in your program, that will be included between these 2 curly braces. So here main function is divided into the main function consisting of 2 parts, that is variable declaration part and the function body, and lastly there will be the end of function. So for understanding the C++ program structure, here variable declaration part we will see later. So here only we will see the function body. So in short, if you are working with some numbers or any numeric values, so this part is mandatory. And if you are having only the string content means only the text matter, you want to print some text only, so this function body is sufficient. So this is the structure of C++ program. So if you want to write any program, you have to include first comment section, then header files, then include the namespaces and the main function. So every program consisting of function body in the main function, but this part is optional. This variable declaration is used only when you are working with some numbers or some values. Next is, here is the sample program for printing the message hello world. So here we are writing a program using C++ language to print the message hello world. In real world, if the problem is given to you, you have to write some instructions or the algorithm for printing the message hello world. So first will be the start, next you will print the message hello world and then stop. So if you will observe the aim program to print hello world, here no need of numbers or values are there. That's why main function will not contain the variable declaration part. So actual program using the actual program using the 4 sections in the C++ program structure will be like this. So comment according to our aim, you can write the comment in your language because it is optional and it is not executable statement. So C++ program to print hello world. So if you will see the comment, it will define the aim of your program. Then include the header file #include iostream. Here you are printing some message, that's why output statement will be used. They are the predefined statement. So you are including the header file input output stream. Then using namespace std along with iostream, and then start of main function and then end of main function. So the function that is used for printing the message hello world in C++ programming is cout. So the syntax for cout is this. first write down the keyword cout, then two symbols like this, 2 times less than symbol. This is called as insertion operation, and anything that is written in front of this insertion operation, that will be printed as it is. So here you want to print only hello world statement. So hello world is containing of no any numeric values or anything. It is just the group of characters. So include whatever you want to print as group of characters in double quotation. So anything that is written after cout statement, so that will be printed as it is. So here steps in executing a C++ program. For example, you are now actually typing a program and you want to get the output of that program. So steps for execution in program like this. First step is the compilation. So compilation is the process of converting a source code to an object code which is understandable by the machine. So see here the program that we have written. If you will see this program, it is in the human readable form. So if you give this program as an input to the computer, it will not understand, because computer reads only machine level language that is in the forms of zeros and ones. So this program should be converted into zeros and ones before getting the output. So the process of conversion of source code from human readable language to machine readable, that is called as compilation. So compilation is used for that conversion, and after compilation the same file, for example you are saving this file with the help of hello.cpp. The extension that is used for saving C++ programs is .cpp. For example, you are saving this file using the name hello world.cpp. So compile, after compilation, hello world.cpp, hello world, this name will be same. So after compilation the file with extension .obj will be created. So hello world.cpp, for that the object file will be hello world.obj. And one more thing is done by compilation, that is it will use to detect the errors, either syntax errors or semantic errors. So here programming languages follows some syntax. Syntax means this is the standard syntax. For example, you are not writing this semicolon, so there will be error. So this is called as the syntax error. Semantic error means, for example, while compilation it will not give error, means it will create the .obj file, but if you are running that file, so semantic error means, for example, there is divide by zero error. That is example of the semantic error. So compilation is used for two things. First, it is used for converting the program from human readable form to machine readable form, and it will create the .obj file, that is object file. And second thing, it is used for detecting the syntax and semantic errors. Now for compiling the program, there are different ways for different compilers. You can write C++ program using different compilers. So one way of compiling the C++ program using GCC compiler is shown here. So on the command prompt, you have to type the command gcc space your file name, for example hello world.cpp. So GCC means GNU compiler collection, and it is an integrated distribution of compilers for many programming languages. It is just the syntax for compiling the C++ program. So according to the change in compiler, the way of compiling the program will be changed. Second step will be linking in execution of C++ programming. So after compilation, linking is the process of linking the object code, that is the .obj file, and the library files, standard library files required for the program. So after linking, the object code of program, that is .obj contents, and the library files are linked to create a single executable file, that is .exe file. So linking is just the combination of object file and the standard library files. So after linking, you will be able to execute your program which is in the single executable file format. So extension for single executable file format is .exe. So last step for getting the output will be running the program. Running the program means it is the process of running the executable file, that is .exe file, where the statements in the program will be executed one by one. So here we have seen execution of every program will start from main, and here we have written a program that consists of only one instruction in the main function. So by default it will show the message hello world. But if your main function is consisting of 10 statements, so execution will start from the first statement and it will end at the 10th statement. So instructions are executed line by line, and when the control will reach at the end of the main function, so program will terminate. So compiler, and after running the program, the compiler will display the output of your program. So earlier we have seen the syntax for compiling your program using GCC compiler. The syntax for compiling the program is, you have to write on the command prompt gcc space filename.cpp, and if you want to run your program using GCC's compiler, so on the command prompt you just want to write ./a.out. So the program that you have recently compiled, the output of that program will be shown on the compiler itself. So these are the steps for executing any C++ program. First will be compilation, second will be linking, and third will be running the program. So here we have seen the program for hello world. First was comment section, that is optional. #include iostream, inclusion of the standard input output, that is iostream.h. This is the program for printing hello world. So first is the comment section, that is C++ program to print hello world, then inclusion of the library file, and next is the using namespaces, and then the main function, start of main, end of main, and between that your aim was to print hello world, so you have written only one statement, cout hello world. So this is just a simple program for printing the message hello world. So main function is consisting of only one line. So you have to remember that while your aim will change, whether you are printing the message hello world, whether you are performing addition, whether you are finding factorial of any number, whether you are finding the result of any class. Okay, so for writing any program, these sections will be common: comment section, header files, namespaces, start of main, and end of main. The part of the program that will be changed will be only this portion. This portion will be changed according to your aim. Okay, and after output and after running the program, you will get the output hello world for this program. Okay, so this is just about the structure of C++ program. Now out of this entire program, comment section and main function, this will be common in any program for any compiler. Now if the compiler is changed, these two statements will be changed. For example, we have seen the Turbo C++ is free namespaces. So here using namespace std is not required. So this will be not used. And Turbo C++, instead of that, you have to include #include iostream.h. You have to include there iostream.h. So explicitly header file will be included, and along with that the names that are available in the std namespace will be accessible. So here we will see the demonstration of this program using Turbo C++. The window will appear like this. So this is the editor for writing our program. So I am writing the first program using C++, so it will appear like this. What you have to do next? File, new. So blank screen will appear, and here no name means we have not given the name. Now first of all we will save the file save as, give any name. For example, I am saving the program using name hello world dot, extension used for C++ programs are cpp. So see here, this name hello world, I have given hello world.cpp. So name of any program is user defined, so you can use any name. For example, I may save this file using the name abc.cpp, but it is a good practice for using the name of program that is suitable to your program that you are writing. Why? Because if you are having the list of 100 programs and they are saved with the random names, and you want to find the program which is finding the factorial of any number, so from those 100 programs it will be difficult for finding which program is finding the factorial of number. So if the program is saved with the help of name xyz, so it will be difficult for finding. And if the program is saved with the name factorial.cpp, so by seeing the name of file you will be come to know that this program is finding the factorial of number. So it is a good practice for saving any program whether you are writing in C language, C++ language, Java or anything. So it is a good practice for saving the name of program as the name of your, or that name should be suitable to the function of your program that it is performing. So here I am saving the file with the name hello world.cpp. Then click OK. So here it will be saved with the name hello world.cpp. Now we will write the program here. So first statement is the comment statement. So it is optional, double slash. So it will indicate the single line comment. So program for hello world. Okay. If you want to write the multiple line comment, if your comment is lengthy, the other way is there. Slash asterisk. This will indicate the start of your comment. This is the first. Okay, for example, program you want to write, but you are writing on the new line, so you will write like this. This is the first program, and slash asterisk will indicate the start of comment. So you have to close this. So asterisk slash. This will indicate the end of comment. So there are two ways for writing the comment. Double slash in front of double slash, whatever you have written, that will act as a single line comment, and slash asterisk, this will indicate the start of multiple line comment, and asterisk slash, this will indicate the end of multiple line comment. So comment is over. Next is the header file. So we are using Turbo C++, so we will include the header file hash include. Syntax is same, iostream. Now if you are using GCC, so only you have to write hash include iostream, but Turbo C++ you have to write hash include iostream.h. And there is no need to include namespaces, so we will skip that. Directly we will write main function, void main. Main is a function, that's why it is having parenthesis after that, opening and closing. Then start of main function indicated by opening curly bracket. So your aim is to print hello world only. So statement for printing is cout. Then insertion operation. Hello world is only the string containing of group of characters. It is not having any number. So just you will write in double quotation hello world. Then one more function we have seen provided by iostream, that is endl. Endl will indicate that anything that is coming or anything that is to be printed after hello world will be printed on the new line. Then semicolon. Now our task is completed, so we will close the main function. Now as soon as the main function is closed, we assume that our program is completed. Now we will save this. So one thing is there again, this is the short program containing only 8 to 10 lines. That's why I have saved at last. But if you are typing a long program, so it is the good practice to save in between, because if there is a power cut in between, so your remaining lines will not be saved. You have to retype those lines. It is a good practice to save your program in between you are typing the program. So save this. So save, then compile. For compiling, go to compile, click on compile. So if there are 0 errors, 0 warning, that means the program is successfully compiled. There are no errors. Okay, now it is ready to run the program. Now run, click on run, then run. So after clicking on run, you should get the output, means one message should be printed on the black screen, that is command from hello world. Okay, so I am clicking on run. Okay, so here we got the output, but the screen that is showing the output doesn't stay there for showing us output. Why? Because here we have to include one more function, that is getch, because console will stay there for showing the message that is to be printed, in this case hello world. So getch should be included. It is a single character input output function. So once we click on run, it will show the message hello world. So if I have written the getch function, and I will again save this file because I have changed the program. Save, again compile. So see, after compiling this program, after doing modification, that is inclusion of getch function, it is showing one error. So you have to press any key or click on this screen, it is showing that error function getCH should have a prototype, because getCH is also a system defined function, but it is not included in iostream.h. That's why the header file that contains that getCH function should be included in our program. So the name of header file in which the getCH function is saved is conio.h. That is console input output. Now we will save again and then compile. Now you can see that there are no errors, no warnings. That means the program is ready to be run. So now we will run. Expected output is, it should print the message only hello world, because we have written only one cout statement, run. This is the output window, and 2 times hello world is printed. Why? Because first time we have run the program hello, so it has given the output, but output screen was not showed because getCH was not there, and after inclusion of getCH again we have run the program one more time. So second time again it is showing the message hello world. So this is the output of the program hello world. So in this way you can write the program for any purpose, the function that you want to perform. The thing is, comment section, okay, inclusion of header files and main function, this part will be common. The function body will be changed according to your aim. Here our aim was only to print the message hello world, so just we have written the cout statement hello world. Accordingly it is showing our desired output, that is hello world. So I hope you have understood the structure of C++ program and how it is executed using 3 steps: compilation, linking and then run. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.